Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Push Power to Power Show with your host, Jesus Ortiz. I'm happy to be here. Man, I don't know why, but I woke up tired today. Well, I know I slept late yesterday. I thought my blood pressure was high today. Oh no, my blood pressure is fine. It's just one of those days. But hey, I'm here and I'm just blessed to bring another guest here all the way from India. So I'm gonna read a little bit about her story, and then she's gonna tell us a little bit about herself and everything about her. But let me start reading a little bit about her before I bring her in here. All right. Her name. Oh, let's see if I get it right. Anupama Chatterjee. So when I get her in, she could tell me if I said it right. Anupama comes from a medical family. Her father is a homeopathic doctor. She studied her way through botany, diving into the roots of natural health, and earned several degrees in nutrition and dietetics, and worked with several renowned hospitals throughout India before launching her own brand, The Effortless Lifestyle. Her clients are mostly professionals who have successful careers but stagger to live a fulfilled, healthy lifestyle. There's a lot of stuff in there, but I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna let herself tell you a little about herself and what she's been doing in India, and we're gonna learn something new. So if you got a pencil, pencil, or in your phone or a pen, and get a notebook and write, because every time you watch something new, an interview or whatever it is, you're gonna get something and you're gonna get apply and you gotta apply it to you, to who you are, to your character. So if you don't get anything, that's fine. You can hashtag share it, hashtag live after this replay. Somebody out there is gonna get some info here. Somebody out there is gonna get served. We're gonna serve somebody out there that is watching. This is your cousin, your family, or somebody, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I needed that," or that aha moment for yourself, or that aha moment for somebody. But hey, I'm ready and I'm bringing her in. So let's get ready to start it. Bam. Good morning. Well, good night for you, right?
Right. It's late evening, 8:33 right now.
8:30. So it's 8:30 over there in India, guys, and it's 10
Yeah.
here.
What a huge difference. And guess what? We are still here together.
Oh yeah. The time don't matter. It's how we serve others. Get a little bit of coffee.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Otherwise, you
Mhm.
in the first half of the morning wouldn't start doing this, and I wouldn't agree to come so late at night. But hey, we are doing this for the world.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it feels great. I don't even know why I woke up tired. And I was like, well, I slept pretty late yesterday watching Netflix. There's a show that I really liked, and I was like, I'm gonna watch another episode. I'm gonna watch another episode. And then I looked at it, was like, oh my god, it's almost 3 o'clock. I was like, I gotta go to bed. But it's okay. I really don't watch a lot of Netflix, but there's some series there that they grab my attention, and now I see. I don't know if you see it this way, but now when I see these series, I look at them and I kind of apply some of the stuff that I see there to what I'm doing. I just don't see it for fun.
Mhm.
I see it. I'm like, damn, this stuff is happening in the world, or it might happen. Oh, look, I can use that.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Oh yeah,
So,
but
Jesus,
hey,
how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm ready for the audience to hear you out, and I'm gonna leave the mic to you. I want you for right now. I want you to tell the audience who you are. I know, tell them a little bit
Yes,
because I read a little bit about you, but I want from yourself so they can know who truly you are, all the way
yes.
from over there in India. Thank you.
Awesome. Hi, America. I'm Anupama Chatterjee. I'm the creator of the Effortless Lifestyle, and I work with successful professionals, amp up their health game, their lifestyle game, so that they can live a balanced life with a proper health, proper mindset, and proper lifestyle. A combination of which three is absolutely lethal. And today, Jesus has invited me to talk to you to help understand what I can add value to your life in terms of your health, in terms of your lifestyle, in terms of your mindset. And the mindset comes first, and then your health, and then your lifestyle. I always believe that the mind comes first before your health, because the
Mhm.
health is determined somewhat by your mind as well. There's been researchers, ample researchers, that suggest that when your mind is woken and it's driving, it's crazy, It helps revive miracles in medical history. We call them, miracles. The patients who were never supposed to survive, especially in the context of COVID right now. There are patients who are, the 80, 84 men, women, they survive and pay. Doctors call them a miracle. And then there are men and women who are in the late 30s and 40s, and they don't survive a simple infection. The doctor's like, what is happening in this world? But that's your mindset. When a person really wants to live, really wants to do something, the nature, the body helps them, supports them. And then comes your health, which means your physiological state, your physiological care. It's extremely important. Your diet, your nutrition, your exercise, your lifestyle determines how long you're going to live in this world, how long you're going to leave your legacy. That's about me, what I do. Over to you, Jesus.
Man, that's something that is very important because you said the mindset it's number one, and it's sometimes we
Yes.
fight it. We think this and this, and we try to cram see what it is, but it's true because that's what it starts from your mind, and your mind plays games with you. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna work out today," and then you don't do it because you're like, "I'm gonna sleep a little. I'm gonna sleep a little more. I'll start later on in the day." But sometimes you have to make that sacrifice, and I'm putting myself in it because I'm like, I started waking up early, and then I started waking up a little bit later, and I was like, man, and I'm not beating myself up, and I'm not mad or anything. Things happen, but I'm like, I have to. I said I was gonna wake up this time, and I was doing it and working out and praying and meditating, and I was like, I need to start getting back to it again because that's what helps me. I know a lot of people can wake up later, and that's how they start their day. But to me, I really love that in the beginning of the day, if you can at least 3 or 4 hours, that's where you have the most potential energy on your mind, and you run
Yes.
with that in the 3 or 4 hours, when you gonna accomplish a lot in 3 or 4 hours.
Yes, absolutely. You can do a lot. And also, one of the things that I see is that we have this trend now of getting up late. And before, our ancestors, our forefathers, our grandparents, they have this tendency of waking up early, doing their thing. And we see that they tend to live much more longer than we do, and their
Mhm.
brain is much more fast and more active than we have. Now, why is that? Because when you wake up in the morning, what happens is that your body, your biological clock starts ticking, and you have your entire process. You see, the lifestyle changes that we have today, especially if you see in a country like India, which is like um it's still in modeling towards becoming a greater superpower. You see that there are Western
Mhm.
influences, like especially from America. America is like a huge driving force for India. We look up to Americans a lot. Their culture, your lifestyle, your food system. We have, but ours are completely different. So when we see that our grandparents wake up earlier than us, and they have this faster brain, we tend to think like, where are we doing it wrong? We have those more expensive supplements, food supplements. We have those more expensive fruits. We have this exotic rare cranberries and blueberries, and special cacao from, I don't know, Africa somewhere. I got this specially for me. And those special coffee. Why is it still not working out? Because your body is not running in the right place. I work with extensive professionals. Now these are people who are highly successful, and they still come to me, I went to that gym trainer, I trained for 2 hours a week. Sometimes I still feel a low energy. The problem is in the root. So before, like you says, Jesus, right now, sometime before that, you really slept late the last night, and then you in the morning you're like tired. But if you're a smart man, so you took an account of that. But some people are like, yeah, I sleep like 3 a.m. every day, but why am I still tired? Guess what? You're sleeping at 3 a.m. every single day. That's not working out for you. Some people it does. I think the other day we were speaking, and you said I can do both shifts. I can wake up early in the morning, and sometimes I can, be
Do it
late
every
at
other
night as
day.
well. You're good at both. So most people don't have that. For like you've identified that you work both ways. People need to identify what their body is synced to, what their body is looking for. Because when you figure out your body, then you can modify your entire system according to that. Many
Mm.
successful professionals wake up at like 4 a.m. in the morning. They're at their peak state. I wake up at around 5:36 in the morning. I'm at my peak state at that time. By 10:30 I am done with the like most of the work for my day. And there are people who wake up a little late, maybe 8:39, and they're looking at this peak performance, they're looking at this 5 a.m. club people, and they're thinking, why am I not waking up at 5 a.m.? Why am I not working like them? It's not about working like them, it's about working about yourself, how you are, how your body responds to you. Like for my self in the morning, the first thing that I do in the morning is I take these shots of turmeric.
Hmm.
In India, turmeric is like the, so I'm a nutritionist. We are going to talk about a lot about food,
Yeah,
okay?
I have questions
So
about that.
definitely. So I have this turmeric pills in the morning, first thing in the morning, and then I have my lemon honey. So my morning regime, my lemon honey water, and then I start with my workout. So if I don't do that, some days when I miss that, I feel like a part of my day is missing. Now my body has been trained like that. It has been trained to receive those things. It don't does not only work on my body, it also works on my mind. So when I have those things in the morning, I feel like, okay, now I'm ready for the day. I'm ready to take on the day, come what may. Excuse me. So if there is a problem in the day, I'll sort it out. If there is something, there is a problem coming, but I know there is something at work which is not running right. I know those same things every day. Like some days, no matter how much pumped up you are, no matter how driven you're in life, some days you just don't want to let out of bed. You just want to go back into the bed and just sleep. Allow yourself to do that once in a while. The thing is that
Hmm.
hustlers, people who hustle a lot, think that grinding your body, grinding your mind is the only thing. While writing is extremely important, it's also important to relax. A balance, when this balance comes together, when your health and your mindset and your lifestyle comes together, that's when you live what is called the effortless lifestyle. What do you think?
And you're right, because at the beginning, when I started watching other entrepreneurs, I'm like, man, they're waking up at 3 in the morning and they're making it. But that's them. That they figured it out, that was them. They wake up at 3 and they put out the work and they're done early. And I was, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. But no, you gotta figure out your own body. You gotta figure out if you wake up at 9, but from 9 to 1, the 3 or 4 hours, and you put on that work and you're spiking and you're focused, then that's fine. That's you, and that's how you like it. It's fine. And the other way is we do have to rest, because I figured out at the beginning. I was like, oh man, who cares? I'm sleeping at 3 or 4 in the morning. I wake up at 7, and I only slept 3 hours, and then do it again, and then your mindset, it's not right. And I've done that. I've had some meetings where I'm there and the person is talking and I'm like, damn, it's like I'm listening but not really focused, until I understood you need rest. Yes, we get the word hustling and grinding sometimes wrong, but it's not wrong. It's that everybody's body is different. Somebody can sleep 3 hours and keep on doing it. They got used to that and they're 100% focused, but some of us are not. So if you're not, don't follow somebody because they're waking up that time. You, through the calendar, check it out. I mean, I'm gonna do 3 weeks at this time, and if your body realizes that that's good, then you keep on doing it. If not, then you figure out what it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when you don't conform to that, we have this sense of conformity that we have to do what the others are doing, what is somebody that you look up to who's an inspiration of you. When you're doing that, what happens is that you have a sense of inferiority complex. So like you feel inferior to them. And when you feel that, what happens is that your body starts shrinking, and there's a sense of feeling small, not feeling well enough, not feeling good enough about yourself. You're doing your best, but you're still feeling that I'm not up there, I'm not still good enough, probably. And that affects your mind, and that affects your body. Your body is all about hormones. The single thing that runs your body, that makes your mind change, that makes your body change, that makes your lifestyle change, is hormones. I'll tell you in a quick, the reason that you feel so happy, when you do this workout, is this good hormones start kicking in your body. And then some days you're not feeling so happy. It is because you have not worked out. Some days you have not, you have gone through some bad phase, which is giving you some kind of fight or flight reaction. You're really worried about something. Those bad hormones are kicking in your body, for which you're feeling that worry. Sometimes you're feeling too full. Sometimes you're feeling like I can eat like a bunch of burgers more. But
Mhm.
that happens because of that's entirely because of your hormonal system is constantly changing throughout the very special variations of the day. So there are special timings where your body is reactive the most. So the key reason that our grandfathers and ancestors mostly woke up most in the morning is because they understood that your body is most active in the morning. What you give your body in the morning, the first 4 hours of the day, it drives you for the next 16 hours. Is the reason you will see that some people can work for non-stop 16, 17, 18, 19 work hours, like people who are in the IT industry, or maybe some people who are in like Bollywood or Hollywood, actors. They have like this constant engagements, they have this constant events, one event after another, change, makeup, and then again going to an event, meeting another person, ministers, high profile people, all of these people, because they have done the thing right in the first 4 hours of the day. And what do you need to do in the first 4 hours of the day? First thing is change your mind. Every day, no matter what happens, I'm gonna have a bad day, you're gonna have a bad day. Everybody looking at this interview right now is gonna have a bad day, and nobody's life is perfect. No matter how much perfect it seems, my life is on the social media, it is not perfect. I have my struggles, I have my problems, I have my issues in my work, and that's perfect. But if you think that I'm gonna let it influence me the next day even, then that is gonna take you down from where you could start. What I mean to say is that, so suppose you're having problem at work which is like not solvable in 1 hour, you will need 3 weeks to solve that problem. You carry that problem with you, but the next day when you wake up first thing in the morning, what you do is you think about not the problem, but yourself separate from the problem. What people can't do these days is they cannot separate work and your career and your relationships. These are different aspects of your life. If you can't separate one from the other, what happens is that you have like this jumbo mix of everything, and then eventually nothing gets right. So first thing in the morning is get your mind right. Some people do it by listening to songs, some people do it by listening to affirmations. Like I do my affirmations, I listen to my affirmations. Some people have this devotional songs, or songs of God, or whichever religion they follow. Do that. Second thing is make a morning ritual about your health. If you're a diabetic person, definitely you have to consult with your dietitian or your doctor. Or if you have a special condition, you must talk to your doctor before doing that. But if you are a healthy or individual, or even if you're a diabetic, does not matter. You have to have a proper regime for the rest of the day. Some days you miss that, that's fine. It happens with everyone. But don't go back to, oh, I missed that for 3 days. I have to get back to it again. Yeah, I'll get back to it again. Don't do that. Start one day, you miss 2 days, but come back to it again. Come back to it again. Come back to it again. Once you do that, your life gets back there. That's how the best people in the world do it. You have to have a health workout system, whatever works out for you, yoga, athletics, gymnastics, whatever you're doing it, just do it. Then think about what are the most important things that you have to do in the day that are like unavoidable. You have to get through that. Do that. Make time for things that are important to you, for yourself, not for your work, not for your wife or your husband or your children or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever. Make time for things that are important to you, because if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, your health is never going to be fine. You have to feel good about yourself, dude. Like, Jesus, look at me. I don't look like a model. I'm a wellness coach, I'm a lifestyle coach. I'm supposed to look like a super slim model, with those 16 inches of waist. I don't look like that. I'm very healthy and I can feel it in my body. I'm radiating that. People who are around me tell me that. But people have this conformity that I have to stick to that. I have to be working out, and I have to put out 3 pictures on Instagram every day of me working out, in those beautiful clothes, and jumping on those jumping jacks. You don't need to do all that. You need to have your own system. and stick to that.
Mm,
That's what
mm.
you need.
That's a that right there. You heard her. That's like a big bomb right there. Systems, because that's something that only we don't create it for yourself as health, but you got to create system on your business too. Create a system on everything, but it takes time. You're gonna
Yeah,
figure it out in between when you're doing your work. You create. I learned that from a podcast that I heard yesterday. Not the whole thing, but it was like a little preview. Says you got to create the systems before you start hiring people. Because if you hire people at the beginning and you have building your team and you don't have a system, it's gonna be a chaos. When you try to build a system with them, you're gonna be like, "Damn, what am I gonna do with them?" And then you're gonna be so overwhelmed. But you create your system, your sole proprietor yourself first, and you know how it works. It don't matter where it is in all aspects of life. Now the people that you bring in, you're like, "This is the system. This is how it goes. This is how we're gonna go. This is how I have that courses. You learn this and you run with that system. Boom, and now everybody in the whole team knows that the system is there."
absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm. One question about, we're gonna get into
You have
nutritionist
to have
now.
a standard operating procedure. Yes.
On the nutritionist, I always hear about diets and all that, and I always like, we gotta debunk that for the people, because people think that I gotta get into the Southwest diet or the keto diet or all this, and I have a lot of people that I meet and see, and I'm like, and they tell me, dude, I'm not in a diet. I mean, I eat everything. I go out and eat at a restaurant. We don't even cook that much at home, but he is well healthy. And some other people, they take the diet and they go 100% in the diet, and it's like, we got to tell the people, it depends. I guess it depends on the people's body, and it depends on your choice, because
Yeah,
some people don't even exercise and they're still looking great.
yeah, totally, totally. So, what's your question?
The question is, do they to some of the people that want to start doing their diet, should they go
Hmm.
deeply like on a keto or anything, or should they see how it reacts on their body, or however they think they want to do it?
Yeah. So, there are two, three things to it. So, first of all, like I can see there are some bananas in your background. Did you know there was something called the banana diet? So, people
Huh?
eat, oh, listen to me, Jesus, it's very interesting. People eat bananas for like months. You survive just on bananas and water. I mean,
What?
crazy, right? Then there is this paleo diet and then Atkins diet and then keto diet and this new diet's coming on every single day. How are you going to keep up with it? And you're
That's
going to read researches, right? So we are people from the medical background, so we have to be extensive on researches. So we do researches and we see that, okay, it's showing that people on keto diet are having much more health than people on paleo diet. And then next day there is a research coming up which shows paleo diet is much more better than the Atkins diet. So then it's showing that the Atkins diet is good, but what you need is actually normal diet. So there are things keeping on changing, and the biggest influence is social media and wellness magazines. So how people pick up diets is like people read a certain magazine or they open their whatever their wellness website is. They open that and they see that, okay, this diet is coming out and my friend is doing that and she's looking glamorous. Why don't I do it for myself? And then she does it for a week, and then probably he or she's feeling like very weak, and then they see that they have to go to the doctor to get themselves fixed. Your body needs like I'm talking about macronutrients. So what your body needs is carbs, and then you need is proteins, and then you need is fat. Now people like their carbs low because they think that carbs will give them all the fat. Then they like their protein a lot because proteins is gonna give them some good muscles, right? So they like their protein, and then they hate the fat. Like, no, 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 no. I'll just have grilled things. I'll have just baked products. So what happens is that there's a disbalance going on. No matter which diet you're on, it's important that your body is conformed to it. You remember what I was speaking the first segment, that you have to understand
Mhm.
what your body responds to. Now people who have a very lean figure in general, who have a high metabolism, they can see better results in keto diet because they have a very low fat content in their body. However, people who are have a lot of weight, they like this keto and paleo a lot because it helps to drastically decrease their. What happens is that you get on keto, you have like 3 times more weight loss than a normal diet. what happens is that you get addicted to it. Oh my god, my friends are noticing it, people at work are noticing it, everybody's like, yeah, she's doing it, he's doing it, my muscles are becoming better, and that becomes an obsession. What you realize after 4 weeks is that once you stop getting on that diet, your weight comes back to you like a storm, and you're
Hmm.
like, what did I just do? Like, what happened? I was doing just fine. For that, it's important that you have a balance of everything. 60 to 65% of your in a general individual, 60 to 65% of your health, your food, sorry, your energy should come from your carbs, 30 to 35%, from your fat, 15 to 20% can come from your fat. So sorry, 60 to 65 from your carbs, 30 35% from your proteins, and then 15 20% from your fat. Why it is that fat is not an evil. We have labeled this every food, for our marketing, for your purposes. You will see, when we go out in the market, this it's written like in big labels: fat free, trans fat free, non cholesterol. So these labels of these marketing companies have adhered to our brain that fat is bad.
Hmm.
But did you know actually that if you don't have fat enough in your body, your brain is not gonna work? Why don't they write that? Because if they write that, their food is not gonna sell. The best available food is the food that is available in your kitchen. But of course, marketing people won't tell you that because they don't want you to have your best health and their lifestyle. They want their profit. And there's nothing wrong in them. Some people are like, they're these bad people, they're marketing all the time. Well, they're business people. They're supposed to be looking at their own profit. They're not running charity here. And people watching this show right now, in fact, you now know that you have to have a balanced diet. You have to have your carbs. If you don't have your carbs, you'll have low energy. Those bananas look delicious, and it's amazing to have bananas. People will be like, it's having a lot of sugar, and then I'll become fat. I don't want to have my bananas. Bananas can give you instant sodium and potassium, and like instant burst of energy. I love bananas. Like, I go crazy. I go bananas for bananas.
I go bananas for bananas.
Then this protein. So proteins, you have to have it because your body needs it. So okay, not saying in a double meaning or anything. Now, protein.
Hold on, I
I
think
love
I'm
my
losing you.
proteins.
Hold on.
Everybody loves their proteins because proteins build up uh, your muscles, your DNA. So proteins is extremely important. How do we create a good, uh, tasty meal? Is the ultimate question that people ask, right? So, can you hear me?
Yes. You were kind of like freezing, and when I asked you the question about the bananas, let's see.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Wave your hand.
Yeah.
I can't hear you now.
Okay, great. So what I was saying is that you have to have your protein, and then you also want to have your fat. Now, the ultimate question that people ask is that how do I create a healthy meal at my home which is tasty? Now, people don't want their salad every single day. They don't want to have their veggies every single day. They also want to go out to restaurants, which is something that I do. How do you eat right when you go out? And people love eating out. We love eating out. That's something we love, right? We can't give up everything just because we want to be healthy. So you want to be healthy, at the same time you want to be clever. So how do you do that? Whenever you're ordering food, you have to see that there is carb in the food, there is protein in the food, and there is fat in the food. Fat, I think, is more from the home you can get, because what you eat outside of home is mostly bad fat. So oils, and they have these emulsifiers and butters and all that, and cheese and all that. But Your carbs and your proteins should be on your plate. So when I'm eating out, typically people ask me like, what do you eat when you eat out? So I come from an Indian family, so we have our rice or our rotis, which is like flat bread. So our carbs right there. Along with that, some kind of protein, like maybe chicken, maybe fish, maybe cheese, maybe cottage cheese. We call it paneer in India. So you have a balance of that every single meal that you have. What that ensures is that whether you're eating in or eating out, all your nutrients are coming to your body. And add to that just a fruit or two in the morning, just some nuts at some point of the day, and you are good to go. You don't have to be looking at your diet chart for your calories and your how many mgs of vitamin C I've got. You don't need that. It's a myth that has been created around food, because food is such a, a large industry, it's insanely profitable, and it's an industry that will never fade out, because people are never going to stop eating food, right?
No, nope. You gotta eat. It's like a car. The car needs fuel so it can
I feel
run.
people who are in the food industry are the smartest people, because they have their things set for their lifetime, because people are never going to stop eating food.
That's true. Very true. And that's it's never gonna go out of because you gotta eat. You can hear me?
So yeah, I
Okay.
can. What other question do you have? Just shoot.
That's very true. It's like I was saying, the body needs fuel just as like a car needs fuel. So if the body doesn't have that energy, just like a car doesn't have the fuel, you're not gonna be able to move as you wanted to move. And it's true, you will figure it out what you put in yourself because you feel it. Like like I was saying, I slept. Now I know why I was so tired because I slept late yesterday and the day before. So 2 nights sleeping 3 in the morning and waking up early is gonna hit you. Sometimes it's not gonna hit you in 2 3 days. Sometimes it might hit you on the fifth day, and you're like no energy. It's the same as food. You eating and you overeating a lot of fat or a lot of this that I'm not like we were saying. You're not telling you not to eat it, but you feel like you're tired. Like man, you're dragging because sometimes you're eating too much fat, too much carbohydrate, and we do it every day. So that's how your body feels so tired. So I guess that's what sometimes you sit down and you try to watch a movie or something. You're like, and you fall asleep because you ate so much. That has happened to me. Like if I go out to eat and I'm like really hungry and then I eat all this stuff and I go home and say, oh man, I'm full. I'm gonna watch a movie. And then maybe like 20 minutes, I'm like, is that because your sugar went so up and that you get tired
Yeah,
and then you
yeah,
feeling asleep?
exactly.
Hmm.
That's the
That's what.
reason we always want to add greens to our food, right? Because when we get the right fiber, what it does is fiber basically slows down the absorption of sugar in your body. So if you've had like a high sugar diet, your carbs, they're high in sugar, but then you have greens with it, what it does is your sugar does not spike up instantly, but there's a slow and steady decrease, and there's a slow release of sugar. You need your sugar in your body because it builds up your DNA and everything in your body. Your energy comes to your body in terms of sugar, glucose. So you need your sugar, you can't deny your body that. But the trick is to add fiber to it. When you add fibers to it, you're
Mm,
going to still have your energy. And I'm going to give you a quick secret here. The secret with food is the timing of eating food, because that, with if you can master that, you can just eat anything and get on with it. For example, if you want to eat at a party, or suppose you are eating outside for dinner and you have early morning work the next day, are you going to skip that entire dinner with your friends or your special person or your family, whatever? You're just going to do it a little bit ahead than others. When you do that, your body has more time to digest it. Next day you feel much less worse at work than you would if you had a late night dinner. You do it, you enjoy with your friends, you even sleep a little less, but you have your food early if you have work the next day. Because we are like busy people, we can't be partying and going out the entire weekend. We have work, we have to get back to work. And that's why we have to balance out everything. That's the ultimate of every diet, nutrition, business, or your body, your mindset. You have to balance it out. That's the ultimate key. You balance your food out, you balance your work and your lifestyle, you balance your mindset. You're going to have good days, bad days, good work day, bad work day, everything. Good food day, bad food day, good hair days, bad hair days. Balance it out. If you don't balance it out, ultimately, eventually, you're going to lose. And we don't want that. That is what is push power to power, right? You have to push
Mm-hmm.
from your power to a different level of power. You cannot just go high and then low and then high and then low. You have to keep pushing, but at a consistent rate. And you have to keep pushing. You can't just leave one day and feel like, oh my God, I'm going to go like a rocket. Doesn't happen that way.
No, it's not gonna happen. What about those people that I see that that works the same thing. I mean, is your choice and your body that when they do intermediate fasting, that they eat at this time and then they
Yes.
don't eat like I see that one of my friends is doing that and he's like, man, he's been doing it for a while and he loves that. He keeps his body, fit because of he's doing that.
Okay.
Does
Okay.
that
Now,
actually
it
work? I mean,
yeah,
I know.
yeah, it does. It does. It has worked for me, for my body, because intermittent fasting, basically the concept is to restrain the amount of time you have your food at, and then it gives you a big span of time for the body to digest. Also, what it does is it allows your toxins to get out from your body very easily. So ideally, I recommend the time is very important for intermittent fasting. The timing that I recommend is 12 to 8. So when you eat from 12 to 8 p.m., what happens is have a very standard time of eating. Like you can do from 2 to 10, but then by 2 p.m., you're very much hungry. Like if
Hmm.
I'm saying about a 16-hour in context of a 16-hour intermittent fasting window. If you have a 16-hour fasting window, if you so you have 8 hours left. If you start eating at 12 p.m. and you end your eating at 8 p.m., just 8, then you have a smooth system. You'll not feel low energetic around the day because you will be at work and you will be needing your energies. If you start eating at 2 p.m. or say 3 p.m. or 1 p.m., it's a little bit tad late. By that time your body starts feeling weak, because we are programmed to eat in the morning. We eat something in the morning, maybe just juice, maybe just a fruit, or our breakfast cereal, or whatever. We eat that in the morning. So if you start doing that from tomorrow, for example, if you start doing that from tomorrow, you'll feel like very hungry by the time it's 11, 11:30, 12. So the moment it's 12, you can eat something, so you're not being too much dependent. Because you also have to look at the other part of the day, because just because you're doing intermittent fasting does not mean you're not doing your work, you're not doing a workout, you're not meeting your friends, or you're compromising on the list of the work. You don't do that. So if you start eating at 12, it's a very good window for you to start eating, and then you eat through the day and you end at 8 p.m., which is standard time for dinner. So 7:30 is the ideal time for dinner. If you just eat at 8, then after that you don't feel like a craving that comes in. The craving is the most important part in intermittent fasting. You have, when you start it, what people struggle with is the craving. Okay, now I've eaten at 8 p.m. and then by 10 I'm like hungry, I want to eat again, and then I lose it. So if you eat by 8 p.m., what happens is, then if you have a full food, and at night if you have a little bit of fuller food, you will be able to keep on with it for a better time. Because if you extend the time till like 10 or 11, if you start eating at 2 and you end at 10, then you will have to be waking up until an hour or so, because you can't go to sleep immediately after eating. And also after eating you feel full, you can't work simultaneously, because after eating immediately you have the sugar surge, and so you cannot work immediately. You're feeling like a little bit tad lazy. So that entirely goes away if you eat a little bit early and you give that time to your body. What your body does in those 16 hours is it cleanses out the toxins, it resets your body. So intermittent fasting, what it does, it resets your body, which is why it has become so popular. Now, people think that intermittent fasting is something that has come up very recently, like right now, in the last 10 years it has come up. Actually, it's not. it has been in, global cultures, no
Yeah.
matter in Native American culture, in Indian culture, in Egyptian culture. If we go around history, we'll see that this was the eating style of people. People used to eat early, sleep early, get up next day, and then used to go for work. So they used to eat at certain window only. They did not eat the entire day. The thing that we have now, just going out, grabbing a quick bite, and then eating again, and then going drinking again. This is a very unhealthy habit. What we are trying to do with intermittent fasting is just we're trying to bring back those values that we had, that we have a little bit lost, and get back to our hustle. That's all.
I'm gonna put an example of. I was listening to everything. I'm gonna put an example of me yesterday. Yesterday, Sunday, I woke up early. I took my brother out to. He had an interview. I had a meeting, but the meeting stood up all the way to 8:30. Like we moved it to 8:30 at night, and then through the day, he's like, "Hey, we gotta change it." So I said, "That's fine." And then I didn't eat anything. So because we were gonna go eat at lunch at 1, so I didn't eat. So I ate around 2:30, almost 3. That was like lunch, breakfast. And then yesterday we had the meeting right at 8:30. So I didn't eat anything, just purely water through the day. And then I wasn't hungry. So that's why I was like listening to you. I wasn't hungry yesterday because I got home late, like around 10:30. I stopped by and bought me dinner at that time. But I wasn't hungry. It was my mind like, you gotta eat. Because my mind was like, you haven't ate dinner, you only ate lunch. But I was really not hungry. I could have just went to sleep and be good. And on the morning, I would have been hungry, but that would have helped me because I'm
Yeah.
pushing my body to eat when I'm not hungry. So I'm like, I have to work on that because sometimes I do that. I do eat around 2 or 3, but I'm not hungry. It's dinner time, but I feel full. Like I'm not really hungry. So that's like something that I want to work on that too. I was like, man, I gotta beat my mind and see,
Yeah.
okay, only because it's 6 and I know that 6, 7 is dinner time. But if I'm not hungry and I'm just pushing myself to eat, why I gotta, I'm just want to let other people that probably that they do the same thing, like, oh man, I eat at the same thing and then I push myself to eat again. I'm gonna work on that. So not if I'm not really hungry, just eat a fruit or like I said, a banana, and then go to sleep like
Hmm.
that, and then the toxins will work even though you're not doing intermediate. But look,
Yeah.
it's all the hours that you're sleeping without, you didn't eat. You only ate that once.
Yeah, yeah. But I totally love your concept. But what I would just add a little bit of it, you don't want to have your fruits at night because it's
Yeah.
easily digestible and it increases your sugar a lot. So people like us who are in their 30s and their 40s, they don't want to have a lot of sugar at night. Also there's a certain vitamins in it which you want to have at the start of the day. So in the evening, later at night, if you're just a little bit of hungry, or if you want to grab a snack, what I do generally is I have some nuts or I have a glass of milk and I dilute the milk so it's not too heavy for me. Some people, they're lactose intolerant, they can have like almond milk, soy milk, coconut milk, like so many milks available. So I think, but that's a really good way to like do it. Yes.
Yeah, and that's good. That's why I learned something new for me today, to kind of beat my mind and not eat. Just like yesterday, I should have not ate. Maybe that's why I woke up tired, because the stuff that I ate when I got home at 10:30, it was a plate of like potatoes, and then it was heavy stuff that is not good to eat at that time, and I knew it, but I wasn't hungry, but I was pushing myself to eat because I missed my routine of eating at 7, and that's why probably I felt that way today, because it was too heavy eating at that time. I didn't even finish it. It's in the fridge right now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
now I
You're getting it.
understand.
You're getting it.
Yeah, I understand that now, that I'm not, and I never do that, eat that at that late heavy, because I know what it is. But yesterday it was like, I gotta try this out. I should have just waited and done it today. But hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why it's life. You live your life, you learn your experiences. That's why today, you see,
Hmm.
I'm learning a lot of good things, and I know a lot of the people are learning a lot of new things about nutritionists and things that the doctor tell us and this. But it's all about your choice and your body and how your body
Yeah.
reacts.
Yeah. And the thing that I think the most important takeaway from this show, I think for people is you first need to understand that your mind and your health are equally important. People who talk about mind just talk about the mind, and people who talk about the body just talk about the body. They'll talk about diet, they'll talk about workouts. You need to have both, health
Mm.
and mindset and lifestyle. These three are the key to the effortless lifestyle. You need to have your mind right in the first place. First, mind right. Second, your body right. Then your lifestyle. And then you're just gonna kill it everywhere. Like everywhere you go, you're just gonna slam it.
You just created a system, just like we were talked about at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's something new that
yeah,
I'm learning too about systems. So it's good to create systems on
yeah.
it's gonna simple your life
System
because I
is
mean
the
we
key to a long, journey. It's like not for people who want results now. It's for people who are looking at the long term.
yep. Yep. That's why it's like all the entrepreneurs and the people that made it, they always tell you look at the long term. Look at if you're gonna
Hmm.
leave a legacy. The short terms are sweet because everybody gotta eat, you gotta pay bills. So the short terms are like something that you boom, boom, coming in and out, and like, I might some good money. I might reinvest it on your business and reinvest it, on whatever you need to invest. But you're focusing on the long term, on the
Yeah,
collaborations, especially now with COVID and everything that is happening around the world. It just swooped everybody out. Like the world went
mm,
upside down, and people are like, "Damn, like what do we do now?" And this is the time where you gotta
yeah,
like adapt. This is the time that you have to create something new around your niche, around your business, something that you might have thought it was impossible, but it's possible. Something that you were like, damn, I
yeah,
didn't know I could do this, but now you has to do. You have to do it because if you don't, you're gonna end up like other companies, like they're shutting down, they're done. But I mean, those big companies, they already made a lot of billions of money. But I mean, the small businesses that they barely can make it through, and then there's no help. So you have to collaborate and adapt and be like, what do I do? Who do I? And this is the time where they gotta learn how to communicate because some of those businesses, they're not like this. They don't really go push themselves on social media. They're like, damn, now I gotta really study my communication. How can I find somebody out like myself or yourself to kind of adapt and see, hey man, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, but I want to collaborate. I see your work. How can we push ourselves out there so people can see us?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I think, especially in the context of if we said like 2020 was the year of the COVID, and with COVID, we learned to emphasize more on our health and how much we had been ignoring our health. So I would like the same for entrepreneurs, for small businesses. Like COVID has hit today, like, and it has made us realize that we had not been keen about our health. We had been ignoring our health. We had been just looking at the glamours and glitters of, just working out and looking fit. But now with the COVID, we have understood that the inside of our core of our health is extremely important. Your inside immunity is important. Same with business. In your business, if you don't have immunity, if you don't have a good foundation, you're not going to last eventually. And especially post COVID, it's been extremely hard for businessmen and entrepreneurs to survive, especially small businesses. It's extremely important to get your foundation together and then go out in the world and do what you have to do, because a business or a body that has been built on poor health with a poor foundation is not going to go long. It's extremely important to realize this, because today it's COVID, tomorrow it can be some other epidemic, and then there can be I don't know, a natural calamity. Something or the other will come hitting your way, and we have to bounce back every single time.
Hmm.
We can't
This,
let COVID or anything just keep us,
yeah,
right?
because this is like you were saying, this is not the end. Something else is gonna come when we're a little bit older.
Yeah.
But now that this we saw this new normal now that we're living, we're like, okay, now let's get us straight. Okay, now I see that financials. Okay, how do I eat? Or should I want to live more life. I don't want to just die at that age of 65 because I'm eating the wrong food or I'm eating too
Yeah.
much of this. It's like you sitting down and kind of create. I say now when I wake up and I pray and everything that you create your story today. You create today. You woke up today and you create whatever it needs to be creating today, no matter if it's good, bad, or in the middle. and it's gonna help you understand what you're learning through that day. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow's not even here yet, but today you're doing whatever you need to be doing today. And if you woke up sad, mad, I mean, we all have emotion. We have emotions. We're humans. Try to understand, how can you build yourself up again? How can I be positive again? How can I not be this negative so I can accomplish the things that I want to accomplish today? Because if you run negative, I'm gonna pass it to you. You're gonna pass it to somebody else, and then the whole team or the whole person that you're having is all negative the whole day. You're not gonna accomplish anything. So every time I wake up like that or sad or something like that, I there's YouTube, there's motivation affirmations. I look at some of the stuff, and I look and I listen, or I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I'm like, okay, and then I just kind of feed my brain, and I'm like, all right, I'm back to happy. It's your choice to be happy. It's your choice of to do anything. And then I'm like, all right, let's get it. I took that sadness or that negative that I was had in the morning or in the middle of the day, and I just turn it to be better. And it was hard at the beginning to do that, because when you already know when you have that energy or negative, you just attracting that negative and negative, so it's just surrounding you. But when you flip it and you do that, you man, things, you're gonna receive a call, a text, or be like, hey man, can we have a meeting today? Or you didn't even suspected that. But when you're negative, you're gonna be like, negative things are gonna pop up to you, and you're gonna be like, oh man, I knew it. It's a domino effect. I call it all that. It's a positive domino effect or a negative
Yeah.
domino. Because there's one time I woke up, and from the beginning it was like a bad news, and then after that, and then after that, and I was like, I sat down and I was like, oh no, hold on a second, here comes the negative domino. I'm like, how can I, right now that it was five bad news, how can I, the sixth thing will be positive? Let me break it here. And that affects on everything, on eating, on food, on business, all aspects of life. If you don't put attention to any of that, it's gonna break you down, and it's gonna hurt you. And then sometimes that depresses people, and then some, that's when people, kill themselves, especially right now with this COVID. A lot of people are depressed, a lot of people don't know what's going on in their homes, and they just get so depressed, and then they either, marriage failing, and it's a lot of stuff. But you have to keep
A
up your
lot.
head up and realize that bad things are gonna happen. Bad things happen since the beginning of me and you were born. A lot of things that we need to wake up, a lot of things that our brain can comprehend, but we have to have that brain right there and be like, all right, we know that this stuff's are happening. We know that a lot of bad things are evil and good out there
Yeah.
fighting right now. Spiritual, it's a revolution that is happening. We might not see it, but it's happening now. It's, and I feel that. I mean,
Very
I'm telling
true.
you, I feel the energy. Like I when I started finding myself, when I found myself, I started having that potential, feeling energy. Like when I talk to other people, I'm like, ooh, then I can feel that negative or that blockage that if they have that evil or good, I can feel that. I even can feel it in places when I step into homes. I'm like, ooh, damn, I can feel that pressure, like, well, something is going on here. And I can, and to the world, what is happening right now, it's like the energy that I feel is like both ways, man. It's like it's just trying to fight, and not knowing what's happening. And we see it, everything that is going on now. It's like it's just that bubble, and it's going left and right, middle, left and right, literally. You don't know where is it going. And that's what, right now, I just want to finish up with this. Like everybody out there, we talked about nutritionists, but just sit down with your family and be blessed that you're here, because somebody won your spot. Somebody want to live in what you live. I know you want more
Yeah.
and you want to have more things, but somebody out there don't have what you have. They would love to live where you at, because they don't have any clean water and this. And us, we at least we're thankful to have where you live, where to take a shower. You can go out and have meetings. Yes, push yourself, because that's your dream. Yes, you find what you want, go ahead and do it. And don't think about anybody else. Don't think about the negative and the fear and the afraidness. Just go for it. I know it's gonna take time, but it's better to take time and you find yourself on all aspects of life than for you to sit down and start listening to others and telling you, do this, do that, or what if that. No, you yourself, you are created for a reason. You have a gift within a gift. Go do it, man. That, I'm just ending up with for our viewers for that, but I want you to finish up with a little bit about what and that is sitting from your heart to them.
Absolutely. It has been fantastic speaking on this show. Like I said, food, nutrition, your health, your body, your mind, these go hand in hand. At the same time, what we have spoken throughout the show is about how food and how business is similar.
Hmm.
Like there are similarities about any same, any amount of things that you go on through the world, you're gonna find those same things because it comes down to the basics. Whether it's about eating food, you have to be healthy. At the same time, you have to be balanced. You have to have a system. Same with business. You have to have a system. Same with life. You have to have a system. You have to have a balance. And the moment you lose the balance is the moment you will not be able to create the effortless lifestyle. I work with people who have like immense amount of wealth. They're successful in their careers. They're known globally, but when it comes to health, they're staggering. Why is that? Because they felt like that place was to be uh, just ignored. You don't want to do that. You want to balance out your life. You want to give immense importance to your family. Family comes first, right? You want to give importance to yourself, and then you're going to give importance to your body and your mind. That's what I'm going to live with you. System and balance will keep you surviving for whatever uh, years you have for the rest of your life. So have a balance and a system. That's all.
You hear that, guys? Balance and system. And like I
Yes.
said, I know a lot of people won't get it yet, but you'll get it. You get it. Just it's like when you read a book or you see a video, you're not gonna get everything the first time. I learned that when I read so many books. I love reading, and then I heard from an author. He told me, "Trust me, the first time you read my book, it's not gonna be the first time. You didn't get everything in the first time. You had to read about it more than about 15 times to get everything." And he started telling me the ins and outs, and I was like, "Wow!" And he's right, because sometimes when you read, you're already having a thought or something else about what you're reading. So when the next chapter you're reading, you're actually not really paying attention to the next chapter. You're paying attention to what you read on the last chapter because you got some good nuggets and you're like, okay, I'm apply that. And your brain, like I said, the mindset works so hard on it. So it's like, it's true. You got to keep on reading. It's the same with videos, the same with interviews. You're not going to get everything in the first time. I turn on the TV and look at my interviews. And I'm like, oh, there he goes. I didn't get that. Let me write that down. It's going to help me today, or it might help me later on the day. And anything that you do, business, anything, you got to create the systems and balance it out, and balance it out, and it will feel like it's not even a balance. It's just you created something that it's working. I'm very
Right.
thankful to have you here, and I know that it's not gonna be the first. I will have you again, and I know I'm working on some mastermind stuff right now. So you're very good at nutritionists, and a lot of people need that. So I'll text you. I'll message you later so we can talk about that. And for the viewers, that's what I'm creating. Bringing in experts and creating a small atmosphere. So anything, this is gonna be an investment that if you really want to learn more about deep in about nutrition and wellness, I'm gonna have people coming in and teach us that, and not only yourselves but myself. I want to learn. This is the best time to learn a little bit of everything: business, strategies, nutritionist, wellness, how to be an entrepreneur, how to start your business, how to start a show, a podcast, all of this. But it's 8 billion people in the world. It's not for everybody. It's just the people that are ready to be, hey, you know what? I'm ready. I really want to do this. I really want to go into deep. I learned the stuff for free, but I really want to go to the next level. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and it was a pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you, Anipa. And you have a blessed night.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys, and blessings. Like I said, man, I learned a lot of things today, and a lot of things that I'm gonna apply, and a lot of things that I set as an example for myself, things that I was doing, and now That's how you do it. You're not gonna learn it at the first time. I'm gonna have to watch my other shows that I did and see what the guests that I brought, what they said, so I can actually apply it to that day or apply it to another day. And not only myself, I had to read books, and if I read books or I see another show, the same thing. I'll see it and seek it and write it down, and then you kind of, get it. You're not gonna get it that same day. You might get it the next day, and that's fine. Don't beat yourself up. Just like right now, I don't know why I feel so tired. Like I'm just going back to the beginning, but I know why now. About those 2 days that I slept too over late, and then the food that I ate too late yesterday. That food created the bad system of me going to eat that and then just went straight to bed. And then I didn't sleep. I was watching Netflix, and then I slept to 2, 3 in the morning. Try to wake up early, and I was like, "Oh my god, my blood pressure is so high." And no, I had my machine here. My blood pressure was fine, but is that moment, and I'm still not beating myself because I've been feeling myself good every time, and I'm working every day except for Saturday and Sunday, and I created that system, that work out every day, Monday to Friday, and I eat whatever I need to be eating and wash out. I drink a lot of water too, so that stuff works. But like we were talking about, everybody's body is different, so you make that choice and see how it works. Either you go to A, B, or C, and if you C is the best option, then stick to C and create that system around C. And I'm just wanting to finish up with that, guys. And I'm blessed and I'm thankful that I had Anupama here, and I definitely have her here. And I know we're definitely gonna work together, and just be on the lookout soon, because I'm working on that. I already have a couple of experts on the side that they're ready to create this mastermind and push forward. And I already wrote the whole plan out, so I'm ready. And there's a lot of things coming virtually that I'm working on, big thing and a meeting. It's a lot of things. So if you're ready to work with me, let's do it. It's good. That's why I'm doing this interview, so we can give you all this free value, all these things. But hey, everybody gotta eat. So if you're ready getting down, I'm ready down to business. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I'm making stuff happening already, and things that I don't still don't believe that they're happening, but they're happening. That's because I made a choice to run this full time. I made a choice to do it, and I made a choice that I ain't going back. I'm not looking back. I'm keeping my book of the past open, but my mindset, it's there. My mindset is ready to learn and ready and I'm ready to teach others. And it's a lot of things that are coming. So any questions that you got for myself or for Anupa, please send it to here in the comments, and we'll definitely, myself and her, go through the video again, and we'll definitely go through other comments and put any information there. But you're ready to work with me? Let's do it. Don't hesitate. Ask questions. There's never a bad question. Right. Everybody have a blessed Monday. Your boy Jesus Ortiz is out. Thank you.